The maid spoke ill of her mistress right in front of her. The woman replied, "Dare to badmouth me, and be careful all your teeth fall out." The next second, the maid suddenly collapsed to the ground, and her teeth truly fell out. Seeing this, the other maids fled one after another. They never imagined the woman's words would come true. The woman had originally been the female leader of a gang, but just as she was about to experience an ordinary life, she accidentally traveled into a novel she had read. Not only that, but she had become the villain in the book. The only thing that made the woman happy was that she had gained the ability to make her words come true. If anyone dared to provoke her, all she had to do was speak, and she could punish them. At that moment, a maid came to report that the woman's husband had returned. Having never met her husband before, the woman hurried over to check, but she never expected her husband to be so handsome. However, as soon as the man entered the room, he demanded a divorce. It turned out that someone had tampered with his car, causing a car accident, and all the evidence pointed to the woman. He told the woman that she could get $10 million as long as she signed the divorce agreement. The woman couldn't help complaining in her heart that as the richest man in the city, the man was only giving her $10 million. But she never expected her thoughts to be heard by the man. He immediately asked his assistant if he had heard anything strange. The assistant said he hadn't heard anything. By this time, the woman had already signed the divorce agreement, but the man felt confused. After all, the woman had pursued him for 5 years, and to marry him, she had even begged his grandfather for a family marriage. The man couldn't understand why she agreed to divorce so quickly. Then, he heard her thoughts again. The woman had decided that after the divorce, she would hire 18 male models to serve her. The man finally realized that he had been hearing the woman's thoughts. He was so shocked by her plans that he quickly asked his assistant to take him back to his room. Seeing her husband suddenly run off, the woman was puzzled. She had been waiting to collect her divorce settlement and go on a trip, but now her husband seemed to have backed out. The woman thought about all the money she still had left in the real world and decided to find a way to return to her original life. She knew that her words had magical power, so she stood on the balcony and shouted that she wanted the world to be destroyed. In the next second, strong winds really started blowing around her. She was excited, thinking that if the world in the novel was destroyed, she would return to her real life. But then, a bolt of lightning struck her, and the woman immediately fell to the ground. The housemaids rushed to her, thinking that she couldn't handle the emotional blow of the divorce. Realizing she couldn't return to reality, the woman decided to get the divorce compensation from her husband no matter what. To make her husband hate her, she purposely handed him a cup of scalding hot water. However, the man drank it expressionlessly, and the woman thought she had made a mistake. So, she poured herself a cup of water, but she immediately burned herself. Seeing this method didn't work, the woman wanted to use her magic to prank her husband. She deliberately said, "There are so many bushes in the house, there must be snakes in them. My husband's legs are inconvenient now, it would be bad if he got bitten by a snake." Soon, a snake appeared, but the person it wanted to bite was the woman. The woman was terrified, threw the snake away, and then fainted from fear.